Hey everybody, back with another devotional for you today. Today's is day 33. I hope this is blessing you, however and whenever it is that you are listening in. So let's go ahead and get into our devotional for today. It is titled, Thorn in My Side. Ooh, fun. God is love. He's actively loving you and me today and every day. Think of what that means. He is actively loving you. He is constantly working for your benefit. Sometimes it may not seem that way when things go wrong in life. We tell people, I know God has a plan, but in our hearts we're thinking, God, you dropped the ball. He didn't. He hasn't. He never will. Again, I say, God is constantly at work in your life, orchestrating every little detail to do good for you. I've told you before that Romans 8:28 tells us that God works all things for the good of those who love him and are called according to his purpose. So when we are struggling with a food temptation, we can be sure it's for our own good. What? Yes, he is allowing us to struggle against overeating. Why? For our own good. In ways we can't see, he is making us perfect like his son. This is one of those somewhat painful truths, like a thorn in our side. Though we beg and plead with God to take away our weakness, he leaves it with us. That doesn't seem very loving or good. Oh, but it is. Read this story carefully. To keep me from becoming conceited because of these surpassingly great revelations, there was given me a thorn in my flesh, a messenger of Satan, to torment me. 3 times I pleaded with the Lord to take it away from me, but he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me. That is why, for Christ's sake, I delight in weaknesses. For when I am weak, then I am strong. 2 Corinthians 12, verse 7 through 10. Did you get it? It's in our weaknesses that God shows his power. If I had been a great piano player since age 6, no one now would be saying, wow, God really does miracles. But if I struggled through piano lessons for years and years with little fruit, then began praying for God's help, and suddenly I began to play with ease, people would have evidence that God is alive, well, and working in my life. It's the same with food. If this is our natural weakness, but God intervenes, people will notice the miracle. We will notice the miracle most of all. It builds our faith more than anything to overcome that temptation. Then we have the great joy of telling others that his grace is sufficient. Though I still struggle, his grace is sufficient for me. I don't give up, and the struggle itself keeps me constantly aware of my need for a savior, for Jesus. It's for my own good. Practical tip of the day. Look at your plate differently. Even if you don't really believe it at first, try saying, wow, I can't possibly eat all of this. It will become God's truth for you. You will find yourself packing up leftovers. Remember, God is constantly and actively loving you. He is working for us, but we have to cooperate. I don't know what happens spiritually when we sleep, but something resets itself. Each morning, we must choose to be free and to follow Jesus, wearing that full armor. We absolutely cannot depend on our own yesterday's promises to carry us today. All right, that was day 33 in our devotional. I hope this is blessing you whenever and however it is that you are listening, tuning in, reading, whatever that looks like. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. I will see you again for day 34.